all. Welcome to a new episode of Silly Point. Disappointing World Test Championship final from an Indian perspective. But I guess if you're a New Zealand fan or a neutral, you'd be pretty happy. I think most Indian fans would also be happy with New Zealand winning that. It was a fantastic game of cricket in spite of a couple of days being rained off. Not a bad idea to have a reserve day, and great cricket played by both teams to actually get a result. We'll come on to what went wrong for India, what went right for New Zealand, and we're going to rate the players. As always, I've got Zahid here with me. Zahid, what are your initial thoughts on the final?
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, obviously disappointing for India, but I think New Zealand are everyone's second team at least. So I think from a neutral perspective, and even I guess from the Indian perspective, if it was in India, they would not have minded New Zealand being the
Yeah,
the winners.
yeah,
And look, at the end of the day, obviously conditions etc. played a part. Obviously, you can argue that New Zealand had the better balance, well, had the better arsenal for those conditions, and
yeah,
it showed through. And I think apart from probably day one or whatever the first half day when India won 40 for 3,
yeah,
New Zealand were always on top.
yeah. True.
You could never really say, maybe the time where New Zealand's top order kind of lost their way in the first innings,
Yeah,
but even then I would say 50-50 at the time.
yeah,
So
yeah.
India never really got ahead in the game, and I think New Zealand
Yeah,
just kind of pressed home the advantage and
yeah, yeah. I
won the.
agree. Like a couple of points I think we mentioned in our preview as well. New Zealand obviously had the advantage of playing in England. England weren't very strong, but they still
Yeah,
had some test match practice, as you would
yeah,
call it. The most of the Indian players were coming off the IPL, so not ideal practice for a
yeah,
one-off test match, especially. And just the fact that yes, the conditions made it made it difficult, or I should say uh, made it more easier for the New Zealand bowlers.
yeah.
That a lot of them were swing bowlers. So I think the conditions suited them better. But that said, nothing should be taken away from New
Of course,
Zealand.
yeah,
They were the better team on the day. If this would have been maybe a 2-3 test match series, the result could have been different. But I think India went in knowing that this is a one-off, right? So you
exactly.
have to prepare that way. And yeah, just a couple of points on India since 2014, the 2014 T20 World Cup. India have just not had a good time with knockout games in ICC
Yeah,
tournaments. Whether it's finals or semi-finals, India have always found a way to
yeah,
lose them.
yeah,
Either it is by winning the toss and bowling first, like in the 2017 Champions Trophy, or having 1 hour of bad cricket, or 1 hour of losing their brains, like they did in the 2019 semi-final, or that 1 hour after lunch on the last day,
yeah,
where Rishabh Pant and Jadeja, they just came out looking to attack.
yeah,
I think that's where the game changed. Had India batted out that 1 hour after lunch without losing wickets, they could have then gone on to attack, and it might have been a different ball game, because at the end of the day, it was a matter of 10-15 overs, right?
yeah.
Had India batted out 10 overs more, then it might have been a draw. But here we are. I think India need to look at these periods where I feel like Virat Kohli always talks about these big games being normal games. Yes,
Yeah,
they are normal games, but you have to be at your best. I feel
true.
like they consider it to be a normal game, and then in trying to be overly aggressive, they give away the advantage,
Yeah,
whatever advantage they have, or they're at par, and then they that they're behind them. So I think they need to change their mindset a little bit. They need to tweak it. Yeah, that's my overall thoughts.
yeah. I
um,
mean, they're still reaching the semi-final. I think they reached the semi-final or final of every tournament since 2014.
yeah, yeah,
Whenever. Actually,
but
since 2011, really, right?
yeah, I mean, if we go back, obviously 2011 we won, 2013 Champions Trophy we won
Yeah.
as well. So I'm ignoring that. But since the 2013 Champions
No,
Trophy,
but the point is that they've made the semi-finals or the finals.
yes,
They're doing something right to get there. But yes,
of
it is
course,
that final
yes,
push. And I
yeah,
think they're the
yeah,
only team to have made it in every single tournament. So I
yeah,
think
yeah, true.
I
So
think
we
it's
know,
it's yeah, maybe it is a big stage thing. I don't know, but at least they're getting there. They're doing something right across all
Yeah, yeah,
formats.
yeah. Of
But
course,
I
no,
agree.
no.
I think maybe it's just some decision making, some sense at
Yeah.
the big stage that needs to go in to get them over the line.
The
Um,
reality is, right, the reality is we're not going to remember people by what they did in individual test matches or what their overall records were.
yeah,
We're going to remember them by their legacy, if you would like.
yeah,
Kapil Dev will always be remembered for winning India its first World Cup. MS
yeah,
Dhoni will be remembered for being a player that won each and every ICC trophy at that time available to him. So I think that matters a lot. Ponting will be
yeah,
known as the most successful captain because he won 3 World Cups. So
yeah,
that matters. So I just feel for guys like Virat, Pujara, Rahane, Rohit. They're really good players, and it feels sad that they haven't yet won a trophy
well, Kohli
without
has,
MS.
but
Without MS. Without.
yeah. Well, let's see. I think there's still got at least one more opportunity, or maybe two.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Anyways, should we move on to the player ratings?
Yes. Should we go with New Zealand first?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Batting order.
Yeah, just because it'll be quicker.
Yeah, I think it's actually relative, right? In terms of because it's a very low scoring game. So even like Tom
Of
Latham's
course,
30
yeah,
odd
yeah,
is, he had a good,
yeah,
the start in the first innings kind of gave them that advantage, right? Because they had a bit of a collapse after that. So yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, six for Latham, I'd say.
6 for Latham and then probably like 7 for Conway.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, they
Even
didn't do much
even
in the second inning. I mean, they got to
to
start
be
in the second innings, right?
exactly, I was going to say that the both of them got to start in the second innings. I think they got a partnership of 44, and in the context of the final
Yeah.
innings, 44 out of 140. That's a big percentage. So
Yeah, I think I
I'd
mean Latham
probably
scored
go.
nine, but he's played 40 balls, so that's like
Yeah, yeah.
like seven
So I'd
overs, right? So yeah,
yeah, so I'd
batting
probably go
minimal
6
balls.
and 7.
Yeah.
Um,
Williamson
9.
nine. Yeah.
I
I mean, a
agree. I mean,
49 and a 50.
he was the best batsman in
Yeah.
this test. Hands down the best batsman. And
Mm,
again, conditions were ideal for his kind of technique, his kind of
yeah.
temperament. It was just perfect. Like we talk about the 2019 World Cup going against New Zealand.
Yeah.
I feel like everything here went for New Zealand, and it was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And he just played his part. So
True.
9 for Williamson, I think.
Yeah, and also I guess selection wise, right? I mean, to play
Yeah,
four and a half seamers, I mean,
yeah, yeah,
no spinners really, except for maybe himself.
yeah.
Was a bold decision, and it did pay off. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
especially knowing that England picked 4 seamers in
yeah,
the preceding series in both Test matches and lost both.
yeah,
And Ejaz Patel did well in the
yeah,
in the second
in
Test.
the
So
second test.
it
So
was
yeah,
a tough
big decision.
selection. Yeah, big decision, tough selection choice, but paid off in the end.
Ross
Um,
Taylor 7, match
uh,
winning or 8, 7 maybe. We didn't do much in the first inning,
7,
but
yeah, 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 7. I guess he got dropped as well in
yeah,
the second innings. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
I would probably give him 6 or 7.
Yes. So
Impact
he was
wise,
he was there at the end, right? So I have to
he
give
was
him
there at
7.
the end. Yeah, yeah, fine, fine. 7, 7.
Yeah, literally.
And
That's what you
Nichols,
tell all the players, right? Like finish it off, finish the game off. So
yeah,
he did that. So
he's done that. Yeah, true. And
Nichols, I mean, he'd only batted once, didn't do much
he took
otherwise.
he took the catch that turned out to be the turning point in the Test match. He took Rishabh Pant's catch.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that was a good catch. It
it
was over the
running
head, and then he had
backwards.
to run
Yeah,
it back. Yeah,
over his shoulders with a lot of noise coming
yeah,
from a section of the Indian fans asking him to drop it. And after he caught it, he pointed at them and said, "I've got this." Yeah, so just for that catch, probably 5. Not much with the
yeah.
bat, but for that
5.
catch.
Although
Um,
Punt probably gets a -5 for that shot, but anyway, that's just
we'll
Punt.
we'll come back to Rishabh Pant, the enigma that is
Yeah.
Rishabh Pant.
DJ Watling,
I'm
last game.
personally, yeah, I'm personally going to go with the 5. Again,
Yeah,
the fact that he dislocated a finger
yeah,
on the final day, and he didn't give up in spite of
yeah,
that. Didn't drop any catches after that. So
yeah,
I'd just give him 5 for guts, glory, for being New Zealand's
yeah,
best Test wicketkeeper ever.
yeah. I agree. I agree. More some bonus points for his career rather than just his one run.
Yeah, yeah. Huh.
CDG.
Didn't do much really, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he bowled a bit in the first innings.
Yeah.
Decent economy. Didn't do much with the bat as well. If 10, 15 runs. I mean, a five,
Yeah.
I think.
I guess yeah, five is fine. I mean, he did have Virat Kohli in trouble a lot of the times.
Yeah,
Maybe if he had 5 kilometers more, he might have got Kohli out as well. But yeah, I
yeah,
think five is fine. That's an
yeah, yeah,
performance. So yeah,
yeah.
five.
Kyle
Um,
Jamieson,
Kyle Jameson,
nine.
nine. Yeah,
Yeah,
nine.
phenomenal.
Maybe even 10.
He was my pick of the key player of the match.
Yeah. So
I think
I'd go with 10 actually. He probably had a bigger impact on the game than Williamson, so I'd go with 10 for
yeah,
Jameson.
absolutely. I think that
Yeah,
that spell on what was it, day 2, 3, whatever it was.
yeah, whichever day.
Yeah,
He's just been fantastic. I mean,
I agree.
again, conditions pretty much in his favor.
Yeah,
People talk about, you know, you don't generally see many tall bowlers who are good swing bowlers.
yeah,
Generally your swing bowlers are kind of shorter, but
yeah,
he's one of those that's tall. He can swing the ball both ways, seam the ball. He gets disconcerting height, so he's
yeah,
got everything going for him. So yeah,
yeah,
10 for this test match.
yeah. I'd put Bolt and Saudi in a similar bucket. I think they're sevens or eights because Saudi got obviously 2 wickets in the top order in the
Yeah,
second innings.
yeah, of course.
They got like 2 or 3 wickets, each, I think, overall.
Yeah, yeah,
So not like exceptional, but I think it was key points in the game. So
yeah, seven,
seven each for both, I think.
seven each. Yeah,
And then Neil Wagner as well.
yeah.
Effort.
Neil Wagner effort, getting Jadeja out again, another
Yeah,
mini turning point if you like. I'd just go with seven.
yeah, yeah. I think it's more the impact, right? Yeah, the key wickets in the game. So yeah, I think seven
Yeah.
is fine.
It's that willingness to keep bowling, no matter what. Just keep coming at the batsman with whatever tactic the
Yeah,
team decides, whether it's bowling short or pitching the ball up or doing something different. So
I
yeah,
agree.
matters a lot. It's a team game, isn't it? So all
Agreed.
these little performances add up and make the big difference. Um, Moving on to India,
Yeah,
uh, I thought Rohit Sharma had a decent game.
yeah, he had two starts. I mean, he got playing no shot, right? And was it in the second innings?
I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, six.
Yeah, I was
Maybe
going to
he
say seven.
relative
I
relative
thought.
to the rest of the batsmen. Yeah,
I
seven
mean,
maybe.
to be fair, he was probably India's best batsman. I think.
Yeah,
So
true.
I'd probably go with the seven.
Yeah, I mean,
From what you
he
said,
did his job, I guess, as an opener. He
yeah,
didn't go like scored big runs, but he got good
yeah,
starts. He took the shine
yeah,
of the new
yeah,
ball. Did the batted probably in the toughest periods.
yeah,
In
yeah.
those conditions, the new ball is difficult to bat, and
Yeah.
he did well both times.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we've now set the benchmark. Most
Yeah,
of the batsmen are going to score below seven.
yeah.
Shubman Gill, five.
5 or 6, I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah,
Maybe five. Yeah. Again, average performance. Again, in the first innings, made a big difference the way he batted, but
yeah,
then again in the second, not much to write about.
yeah,
I still think that he deserves to be India's incumbent opener.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, he's still young. He needs time.
yeah, yeah. So five for him.
Kohli, Jameson's
Pujara,
bunny. Oh, sorry,
Pujara. Yeah,
Pujara.
you forgot Pujara. I mean,
Balls faced, 10. Runs scored, 0.
balls faced. He faced 130 balls across the two innings.
Exactly.
He played 54 in the first, and then how many did he play in the second? He played 80. Yeah, so
80.
134, 135. Probably of six. Just again, average
6.
five maybe. I don't know. I mean,
5, yeah. I mean, didn't yeah, 15, yeah, I don't know, man. If we give like Gill a 5, then we can't give him a 6, right?
yeah. Five to Pujara
5.
as well. High time that he starts scoring some runs. It's fair enough playing the number of balls that he does, but you got to
Yeah.
convert that as well. So, five for him. Virat,
Jameson's bunny.
Jameson's
6.
money. I was going to say five. He had a
He got
poor
a
test
40, he got a
match.
44, right? So in the first innings.
Yeah.
I mean, by his standards, you can say 5, but
Second,
if you can't give Pujara a 5 and Kohli a 5, I think I'll give him 6.
second, his second innings wicket was really, really poor batting. I
Yeah,
feel
true.
it wasn't that great a ball.
Yeah,
The ball was outside the off stump. He could have left the
could have
ball on
left it.
length. He could have
True.
left it on length, in fact. So, and again, captaincy, you know, certain areas to improve on, but again, down to the fact that maybe he was part of the team that took the decision to go attack after lunch on the last
Yeah.
day. That's a poor decision. So that's why I'm going to go with 5.
All right. So some captaincy decisions going in that as well. So 5. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Rahane, I can give a 6.
Yeah.
But again, he
Fought
looks
hard.
so good. He looks so good. I mean, there's tough batting
Yeah.
conditions. Every innings that he plays, he looks $1 million. But then
Yeah.
he'll lose concentration or he'll play a loose shot.
Yeah. I mean that what catch down the leg side. I mean, just let it go.
Yeah,
But it's
second innings and even the first innings, that short arm jab.
yeah,
Um,
the pull.
you know,
Yeah.
if you want to go for it, then go for it, right? Hit it over
Yeah.
the field at square leg. So yeah, I'd just go with a 6.
Yeah. 6 for him.
Pant.
I don't know, man. It's all controversial. That's
It is. It is. I mean, see, he's
just
always
how he
he.
plays, right? So
Yeah, that's how he plays. It's always going to be. He's going to play. This way. It's always
yeah,
going to be on a knife's edge. When it comes off, it looks absolutely superb and brilliant, like it did in Australia.
yeah,
When it doesn't come off, it looks horrible like this.
yeah.
So I'm just going to give him 5. He
Yeah,
can do
5. I think
average.
I'm more disappointed in his first innings because he literally got set up by Jameson. Because if you see the sequence of balls that he bowled to him,
Yeah,
he let him drive one. He stacked him for 4, and then the next one he pitched it up, got him,
yeah,
got a slip. So he
yeah,
really got set up there. So I think it was more disappointing to see him that way in the first innings. I mean, that's fine. That's still how he plays, but
yeah,
just have some game sense and
yeah,
awareness, right?
yeah.
So yeah, 5.
Jadeja didn't
Um,
have much to do again,
yeah, I
similar
mean
to
he
CDG.
exactly, yeah,
But again, it comes down to the fact that he had an opportunity to have a match-winning impact, or at least a
yeah,
drawing impact, if you like, and he got out. So yeah, I don't know,
5,
4.
yeah,
I'm going with lower 4. I personally I expected more of him, so with
fair,
the bat
okay,
at least. So
4,
I'm going with 4. Ashwin,
probably. Well, him and one more probably India's best bowlers.
yeah, I was going to say that he probably deserves a 7.
7, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
given that
Some good batting as well in the first innings. They hung in there.
mm,
Got some.
his batting is very questionable.
Yeah, but he got
When
quick
he
runs, right? I mean, quick 20 or something, which is like
yeah,
in
yeah.
the context of the game was important.
In the first innings he played well, but then in the
Yeah,
second innings it was let's go with 7.
yeah.
Yeah,
With some bowling, he did probably. I think India's best bowler,
yeah, India's best bowler. Yeah,
even though he was a spinner in those conditions. But anyway,
yeah.
Ishan Sharma,
Uh, Not much to
yeah,
say. 5, average
yeah,
performance.
5,
Didn't
yeah,
get didn't I think conditions probably suited him, but didn't get as
yeah,
many wickets as he'd like.
yeah,
And just comparison with Mohammad Shami.
yeah.
Shami deserves a 7. He was India's best
I'll,
fast.
I'll, I'll actually give him 8. Actually, I
8,
was
yeah,
thinking,
yeah. I'm happy with 8. I mean, he was
uh,
he was relentless.
yeah, for
I
effort and
Yeah, you'd expect the New Zealand players to find Bumrah difficult to face, but they probably
yeah,
found Shami the most difficult.
exactly.
So 8 for him,
Yeah,
and
coming to
Bumrah
Bumrah,
maybe a 2.
pair, yeah, two
Uh,
back to pair, no wickets.
he had a very tough game, and I just feel like Bumrah is one of those bowlers that requires a lot of bowling in the nets and in matches to get that rhythm going with his
Yeah,
unusual action. I feel so. This might be a good practice game for him for
yeah.
the England Test series, if you like.
Let's see.
I
Yeah,
think he'll have a better impact there. But yeah, in this Test match or 2.
yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah. And yeah, that's our player rating. Hats off to New Zealand
Yeah,
for winning that. They've had a lot and a lot of heartbreak in ICC
yeah,
tournaments. So hats off to them. They've now got 2 years with the Mace, and yeah, let's see how the second cycle of the
yeah.
championship goes. India do have a chance at exacting some revenge. New Zealand are going to India in November for 2 Test matches. So
Obviously, it's
let's
gonna be 2-0.
let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. Cool. So
Cool.
that's our episode. Hope you enjoyed that and hope you enjoyed watching the match. Stay tuned for more on the World Test Championship. And as always, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.